Hey guys, welcome back once again to Brake Stand Garage. So I have a mess going on right here. I mean, probably not a big deal for a lot of people, but quite a bit of work for me to do outside. The thing doesn't fit in my little garage, so I've been working on the neighbor's truck. For anybody that doesn't know, the situation has been, unlucky. He got this truck from a dealership. It's got low miles. It's a 2015 F250. But there was rust around the rear window, and the rust pushed on the window and blew the window out. And he was having a hard time finding a shop to do the job. So I was like, you know what? I'll do the job. Like nobody wanted to touch it around there. Maybe just because it's around the window and you can't just buy like a piece for that brand new like you can like a rocker, or maybe you can, I don't know, but my assumption is that you can't, so people didn't want the job, just because you'd have to like custom do some stuff. So I did it. I actually redid like a huge portion, pretty much like the whole top of that thing. It's not perfect, but it's good. It's not gonna rust, and he was able to get that new sliding window on there. And then when they were on their way to another garage to try and get it inspected, and the oil filter blew a hole in it. I guess there was some rust on the oil filter in one particular spot. Like the whole filter wasn't rusty, but there was like one little pea-sized spot that just like bubbled up under the paint and blew a hole through it. Pumped all the oil out at the red light, and the engine shut off. So they saw the oil on the ground. They towed it to their house. I was like, well, if it's seized, you're gonna need a new motor. If it's not seized, we can look into it and just see what happens. They drained the oil. There was like half quart or less of oil in the oil pan. Pulled the filter out, cut the filter apart. There was no metal shavings, no signs of metal at all in there. So I zipped a new filter on, put some new oil in it, and the thing, when we started it, it had a rough idle, threw a bunch of codes for cam and crank sensors being out of sync, but that was it. But it did have rough idle, so we drove it to Bangor and back multiple times. It's just really down on power. Thinking it best case, it might need a new engine or some engine work. And then I drove it around the yard a lot, let it idle a lot, checked the oil, and there's no metal in the oil. The gauge reads okay. I know that's a dummy gauge, but the gauge reads okay. Revving it up, I don't hear any engine knocks, no issues. I cut this filter apart, and there's no metal shavings in it. No signs of, engine damage. So I'm okay, well, it sounds good. I might as well look into it. It's probably the phasers, because it's a 6.2, it has a VVT on the cam phasers, but I can show you in a second. Being that the junkyard wants $9,000 just to get this engine, and then you need to pay somebody to put it in, so they gotta pull the cab and do a bunch of work. I figured I'd have my go at it, and my neighbor was plenty happy when I said I would. So we have new, took this all apart, got new solenoids, new phasers, new timing chain and guides, new sprockets, new seals and all the stuff we should replace. So get that coming. The only thing is, when I took off this valve cover, the plastic one, these were really rusty, and these three, the head, I don't think I saved them. This one's pretty good, but I mean, you could not get anything on that. This was the best of the worst. Most of the other two were broken off, not broken, but rusted down flat. So you just had like basically this little flange and nothing. So you couldn't even get anything on it to extract it. And the worst part about it is it's way down here, and there's no room right here to work, drill, nothing. Not even my right angle drill would fit in there. So what I did is I cut a slot along, straight down right here with the multi-tool, warmed it up a little bit with a torch, and I was able to get that plastic to flex enough that it kind of ripped the rest of these out, and then I was able to just rip it off. It was horrible. And then I ordered another one, replacement, and I didn't realize that I ordered the aluminum one, but I guess this is a direct replacement. I checked the gasket off that one. On this one, gasket's the same, and I guess these are interchangeable through the years. So here's one of the old ones. Like, this is supposed to be in the locked position, but you can see, you know, with this thing out, it should be in the locked position, and it's not. So when I was spinning the cam, or the crank, this thing was just bouncing all over the place. So that's why I decided to dig in and do the timing chain. So as you can see, I got a pile of the old parts, gotta get those out. But one of the bolts broke when I was trying to get it out right here. So that's quite a ways back there. If you see, it's way back there. Sorry for the shakiness. So today I'm going to weld a washer and a nut onto this and hopefully be able to back that out. So because I want the most success at getting this thing out, what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of shock the side of this. I don't want to bust up the flange, but I'm just giving it a couple little taps. Down low, up top. You know, just trying to, you know, get the rust to kind of break a little bit. I say rust, but you know, probably the corrosion on the nut or the threads. Hopefully I can somehow get this washer on here. It's gonna be very hard to see, guys. Hard to see, but maybe it'll just stay on there on its own. Crap, I got some water dripping on it. That won't be good, but see what happens. Alright, looks like it's sticking a little bit. Okay, so that's holding on to there. It's not very well centered, but you know what? So. The nut took some heat this time. Okay. Oh, I got a drip that lands right on that nut. Oh, that one didn't take. All right, she's still sizzling, but that one felt pretty good, but it might not have done it. So get the old 13 on here and see if there's any promise. It doesn't feel great. Does not feel great. Nope. I'm gonna file this down a little bit. Looks like the weld just didn't take to this very well. So I'll gotta be careful that I don't nick this head. Clean up the top of this a little bit more. Go get another nut and try again. All right, that one felt pretty good. Let's see. I don't hear it cracking. Woo, it's up. Woo, 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 woo. All right, I got it. And I don't think the block looks too bad either. No, that's good. It'll clean up. All right. So that is success, guys and gals. So hopefully I didn't make too much of a mess of this block. I'll see if I can clean up any mess I may have made in there. It doesn't look too bad. We'll go retrieve the nut. You can see I have a couple of them down here, a couple of failed attempts. 1, 2, 3. Where's the good one? Oh, there's a fourth one over there that I couldn't get. Okay. Whew. There's a little bugger. Got it. That was a success. Small after work win. All the work I do is actually after my full-time job. You know, so sometimes it's really slow getting videos to you guys, but I will get better, I promise. Thanks for tuning in, guys. If you guys want to see some more of the projects I got coming in the garage, like the ones that you're seeing now, just hit the subscribe button, comment, and we'll see you soon.